the artist intended to.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the next installment in the Elton John review series. I got Nick and Scott joining me once again, and we're reviewing Madman Across the Water. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing amazing, Jacob. I am doing just amazing. My team has advanced to the third round. I'm reviewing one of my favorite Elton John albums. Life couldn't be better right now for me.
I'm ready to talk about some Elton John, especially we get to this one. This is a very good album.
Yeah.
This is a very good album.
Yeah, our last review was very, very divisive with Tumbleweed Connection, so
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be less divisive reviewing this album. But before we begin, Nick, do you have any
background information?
I do, but not as much. There wasn't really much going into this. Most of the album was recorded with the same studio musicians that we had before. There is one track on the album that was recorded using the touring band, which it's not telling me which one it is, but my dogs went crazy.
I know it was Rotten Peaches.
Yeah, Rotten Peaches were because Guts was had a lack of faith with their studio musicians, which
it was like Nigel Olsson, the drummer, was the only one they'd let go into the studio.
Yeah, it's like nope. But besides that, what last real thing is that before this my dog's distracting me right now, but this album was released November 5th, 1971, released 3 days before Led Zeppelin 4.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
So 3 days after this album was released, Led Zeppelin 4 was released, so it's crazy.
So many good albums.
You got a Led Zeppelin Elton John album within 3 days. That's impressive, but
same year they gave us Who's Next and Sticky Fingers too.
Exactly. And Madman Across the Water, the title track, fun fact, was actually recorded for Tumbleweed, but was ultimately used for this album, as you can tell by the name. But there was not much really going into this. It's just kind of like a continuation, just continuing him making music. I couldn't find really much of real history, but
there's still some highlights on it, and I can't wait to talk about the best tracks on this album. Starting off with probably the most famous song on the album. The strange thing is, when this song was first released, it was not that big of a hit, but it became popular over time. I don't even think it charted that high on the Billboard chart. Oh man, that's just sad. It only reached 41 at the time when this came out. It was not that. It didn't even crack the top 40. And now we think of this song as one of the very best Elton John singles. Tiny Dancer.
I think Levon did better than this song.
I think so. Yeah, Levon. Let me check before we. Levon reached 24, so Levon was more successful. But I feel like now, when people think of this album, they go to Tiny Dancer first.
Well, for good reasons, because it's the first song on the album. Get it? But yeah. In all seriousness, though, this is a very iconic song. You got the piano intro. Of course, you got the great orchestration. And hold me closer, Tony Danza. Got that misheard lyric. You got Jacob with that. I was gonna do that, but then I realized I'm gonna be doing the Elton John's piano name for like the entire series, so I kind of have to just do this since it's tradition, just like Scott being Mick Fleetwood Mac for the Fleetwood Mac series. Going back to what I was saying, though, this is a great opening track, easily a top 5 song. I'm gonna say it's a top 3 song on the album. It's just very iconic. It's very catchy. Definitely one of the better songs off this album. I'd say it's his best opening track yet. I'm gonna say it. I think this is his best opening track yet out of the first four albums. I know there's your song, but I think this song tops that.
So there are 3 songs on this album that I feel just stand above the rest, and this is one of them. I love the piano intro. And so it starts just Elton and the piano singing along with it. Lovely melody. Blue Jean Baby, LA Lady. It gets stuck in your head. And then the second time the verse comes through, you get the strings in the background. And then there's this clever key change where he slips into like A flat. He's in C and he goes to A flat, which is a really interesting key change. And then it gets back to C for the chorus, and it's a very sing-along chorus. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Da 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 da. Count the headlights on the highway. Ba 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 ba. Good strings.
You got a backup singer with you right now.
And then whenever the verse comes in again, there's like these like guitar fills. In there, and there's like some pedal steel guitar as well. Yeah, this song is amazing. It's one of Elton John's, not just one of his best songs on this album, it's one of his best songs, period. There's a reason that a lot of people go to this song from this album.
So, Nick made the bold claim that...
One more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I just remembered something. One of the things that makes this song really interesting is how it takes so long to get to the chorus. I think it takes like 4 minutes or something before the chorus kicks in. Yeah. So it leaves you waiting, and then once it comes in, it's like, yep, I waited for that, and it was worth it.
Yeah. So Nick made the bold statement that Tiny Dancer is the best opening track, even better than your song. Well, Nick, I agree with you.
No, it's obviously Empty Sky.
I know you were going.
That track is fine. I don't mind that one. But this song, not only is this a fantastic Elton John song, but this is actually my favorite Elton John song. This is an amazing track. I love the piano riff. It's a clear love letter to American culture because this was inspired by Bernie Taupin's first trip to America. And Elton John wrote a song that reflected. So I think it's a very lovely tune. Especially when you get to the chorus and then you get that sing along. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. It's so good. It's so good. I don't really have much to add that you two have already said, but oh man, I just love everything about this song. Even the steel guitar. Like this song could have been on Tumbleweed Connection and it would have fit. I think it's an amazing track.
Well, this is his best opening track, but wait until we get to one of the later '70s albums where we get to "Victim of Love."
No,
I
thought you were going to talk about "Funeral for a Friend," and then you said "Victim of Love." Good grief! Don't do me like that, Tom Petty. "Funeral for a Friend." That's the one you need to be looking forward to. That song is epic. That's like Elton John does Prague. That song's epic.
To be honest, probably my favorite opening track is probably "Yell Help" from the Rock of the West.
That's a really underrated one.
But that's being serious. New Orleans. That might be the only episode where I'm not having my name as Elton John's piano. It might be Elton John's cocaine bag.
Elton John's cocaine-lined piano.
Okay. So we're done with Tiny Dancer. The next song is the other hit from this album. This one actually was the bigger hit at the time. Like I said, it only reached 24. It's Leave On.
Okay, this song is really good. I love this track. This is a song that I feel sounds like a deep cut. I don't really hear it get talked about a lot. And even though it's technically a hit song, I feel like this is one of his more underrated hits. I love the way Elton John sings on this. He shall be leave on. You shall be a good man. You shall be good. Leave on. He shall be leave on. Love the chorus on that and the orchestration. Oh, the orchestration is what really sends the note for me. This is another highlight. This is another top three song on the album for me.
Here's my contrarian opinion. I think this song is okay. Um, I mean, lyrically, it's kind of confusing. It's kind of about this balloon salesman and his son who are optimistic in the face of an otherwise bleak world. Um, but it's like, what's going on here? Like, the son wants to go to Venus, or like, I don't know. I like the orchestrations on here though, and I like the playing, and I like the singing. It's just kind of, I don't know, a little confusing. It's pretty good though. I'm just nitpicking. I would still rate it highly. It's just this is not one of my favorite songs from this album. But this album is still very good. It's just probably not going to be in my top five.
All right. Okay, so this one is leading into a divisive track. I lean more with Scott on this one. I don't think it's a bad song. I like it enough that it's on my playlist. The orchestrations on this song are amazing, and that's what makes this song very listenable. And also his vocals, especially when it's like, "He went on Christmas Day, went to New York, gonna dance." That build up to the chorus is really cool. But again, I don't really get the hype for this song, to be honest. Like I kind of agree with Scott lyrically. This song doesn't really make much sense to me. Like who are we singing about here? There's Leave On and then Jesus. Who are we talking about here? It's kind of confusing to me. But this is probably one of my least favorite of the '70s hits. But it's okay. I like it fine. It's just not one of my all time favorites.
Wow, you agree with Paul from Taste Like Music, as it should be. He's also not the biggest fan of that song either. I'm like probably the most positive of it so far.
That this was uh, John Bon Jovi's favorite song of all time,
Wow, I wouldn't
which
say
is a
it's that
fun.
good.
Yeah, he
I
loves
like it,
this
man.
song.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, the rest of the album is all deep cuts. So, what does the rest of this album have to offer? Well,
Some pretty good.
in in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, there's a very hilarious character in that movie named Taserface. Well, Elton John years ago sang a song about his cousin, Razorface.
This song is really good. I like. It kind of reminds me of something that Billy Joel would do for
Kind of
52nd Street or The Stranger.
his
Has
third his
anyone,
third album from America. I'll
has
get into
anyone,
it.
has anybody else seen Razorface? Hurts it back. I think this is a really. I I really like this song. However, this might be a shock. This is my least favorite song on the album. Yeah,
Wow.
this is basically like me putting your song at the bottom. It's like I don't want to put it at the bottom. This song's really good, but I just find the other eight songs to be better.
Wow. I like this song a lot more than Leave On.
I
Um,
really like the song though, so
I think it's cool. I like the guitar playing on here, the acoustic guitar and the steel guitar. Lyrically, this one makes a lot more sense. Being young with a friend and just, I don't know, sitting in a tailgate having some beers and hanging out and enjoying life. He said Razorface was his cousin.
I think he's a brother.
That was meant to be a joke because Taserface.
Oh, Taserface's cousin. Okay, I don't know who Razorface is, but it must have been like one of Elton John's close friends because it's kind of a tribute to somebody that he once knew. So it's a fun song. I really like it a lot more than Leave On. Not as much as Tiny Dancer, but I still really like this song.
All right. All right. Did you finish? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, my internet is still lagging. I think it's just the freshness of getting it set up because I had some internet issues tonight. That's why we were late on the stream. But Razorface. This is my second to least favorite song on the album. I think I like Leave On a little bit more than this song.
Oh wow, I'm the only one who likes it.
I think it's okay.
I said I love this song.
It's got a good piano riff, but the two times I listened to this album, I'm just like, yeah, for some reason this song just not doing it for me. Like, it's like to me, it's one of the more least interesting songs on the album compared to some really good stuff that we'll get to coming up. But it's okay. That leads us to the next track. We have our title track, Madman Across the Water.
This is another really good song on the album. I love the sort of like trying to think the sound it is. It's just it feels more theatrical-ish. It's hard to describe it, but it doesn't sound like the rest of the album, and it works really well. I like it's really good. It's hard to describe what it sounds like though. It's just a really good song on the album. I like when he says "Madman across the water," like when he belts that out. This is a really good song. However, here's the however. This is my second least favorite song on the
Oh
album.
wow.
I know. I was ranking the songs while I was working today, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really my second least favorite. And I'm like, wow.
You were looking for the words to describe this song. I'm going to pick two: haunting and suspenseful.
Okay, good.
There's this interplay between the piano and the acoustic guitar that just sets the mood to the song. That you got the piano going boom, boom, and the guitar will go like ba da 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 ba da boom, boom, ba da da ba da, and then Elton John like sings really quietly. There's a joke that I know, and I heard it very well. And it starts out quiet, but then like the song kind of gets louder as it goes on, and then the orchestra creeps in. And there's this instrumental section where the orchestra is kind of like like playing this really atmospheric thing to it. And when it gets into the chorus, Elton just belts it out like, "You better grab your coat, dear. It looks like rain. Oh, get a load of him. He's so insane." You know, it's really, really good singing from Elton on this one. A lot of people speculate that the song was written about Richard Nixon. That's where my name comes in here, because Bernie Taupin, somebody once told him, like, you know, Madman Across the Water is about Nixon, right? And Bernie Taupin replied, "Oh, wonderful. I wish I had thought of that." They just wrote it about a madman across the water. But yeah, this song, like I said, it's moody, it's haunting, and it's suspenseful.
I don't think this would have sounded right on Tumbleweed Connection.
No.
It would have sounded really out of place.
No, this would have sounded really out of place on Tumbleweed Connection. This song works really well as one of two centerpieces of this album.
It is an amazing song. This one is in my top 5. I love the orchestration on this song is amazing, mixed with Elton's piano playing. Again, lyrically, I'm not sure who he's talking about. I know it's not Nixon. That's been denied. But whoever he's singing about, he sings the heck out of this song, and it is absolutely epic from beginning to end. So this one is definitely in my top 5. That is the end of side 1. So it's time to flip the record, move over to side 2, and we begin with a real... I'm excited to talk about this one. Indian Sunset.
This song is epic. This is how you open up a second side. Side 1 opens up perfectly. Side 2 opens up perfectly. This is epic. Like when Elton has kind of like that, like acapella, that beginning, and it's just a song that builds on itself. And this is one of his best songs. Period. It's just so good. I can never get enough of this song. This song, when I first heard this album until now, the song will always blow my mind.
So, what can I say about this song other than wow? This song is amazing. It's just it starts off with Elton John just a cappella, and then the piano comes in. By the end, we got orchestrations and all this amazing stuff going on. Elton John just retelling the story of just how these Native Americans were driven off their land by the settlers, and like how they didn't go down without a fight, and the epic struggle it was, putting up a fight and not wanting to let their people die out. And man, this is just an amazing song. What's funny is Elton John actually did play this song live on his farewell tour. I think it was the second part of his farewell tour, which had 3 different parts to it. And each of the different ones, he played a different deep cut. And this is one of the deep cuts that he played live. But wow, like this song is just very powerful, and the storytelling in it is very good.
I agree with both of you guys. This is a fantastic song. Definitely in my top 5. Amazing a cappella opening that sets the tone for the song. And then you got his piano playing. There's some cool drumming on this one. The orchestrations are, again, incredible. This is definitely Elton's most orchestral album because there's orchestra on almost every track on this song. And I think that's really cool. Lyrically, this song is pretty haunting, diving into history, the conflict between the white men and the point of view perspective. I thought was pretty good. This song, it's the longest song on the album, but I was never bored by it. It was an epic treat from beginning to end. Then our next song on the album is Holiday Inn.
You got the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Nope, not that song.
Every time I look at that name, I'm like, instantly I think of that. But all seriousness now, let's get right into the review. This is another great song on the album. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You have this big grand opener for side 2, and it's like, how are you gonna follow that up? And I think it follows it up really gosh darn well. It's another highlight. Again, this is not a top 5 song. I know, it's like it's hurting me. I wish I could have all 9 of these songs as in my top 10. Top 10 in my top 5, but it's a top 5, not a top 9. So, yeah, again, just barely missed out on the top 5. It's really good.
I really like this song. Kind of retelling some of the experiences he had touring, and sometimes how he just wanted to go back to his room at the Holiday Inn. I think the real highlight of this song, though, is the sitars in it. I don't know what it is about that, but the sitars just add another dimension to this song. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I just want to talk about how amazing Elton John's album packaging always was. Because all these early Elton John albums all come with the gatefold always has this big book with lyrics and pictures. So like you open it up and there's Elton and Bernie, and then you got the lyrics to all the songs, and then there's pictures that kind of demonstrate either a band picture or a photo of something that has to do with some of the lyrics.
Yeah, I don't own the original album, but that's cool.
Tumbleweed Connection was the same. It had a book like this. The self-titled just has a gatefold with just the lyrics, but
All right. Yeah, I really like this one as well. Uh, I do like the storytelling on this album or on this song. I love some of the unique instruments on this one. I think there's also mandolins on this song too, if I'm not mistaken, or was that the sitar? Okay,
There's
no, there is
mandolins too.
mandolins on this. Okay, so both of them are on there, and I think this is one of the more unique songs on the album, and it's in my top five. So yeah, some really cool creative choices musically on this album, and that's why I think I respect a lot of this album. Our next track is Rotten Peaches.
I gotta say, this is a very underrated song on the album. Uh, this is a song that I didn't really care for the first time I listened to it, but listening to this album more, this song really it's starting to grow on me. And this isn't a top five song exactly. So it's funny. It's like we got like four. I already covered the four songs that are on my top five, so be obvious which ones are in my top five now. But yeah, this is a really good song, but just not a top five song for me.
I'm gonna give it credit for it being the only song with Elton John's touring band, the same touring band that he still has when I saw him live just a few years ago. Minus one member just because they died, but that would be Dee Murray on bass, Nigel Olsson on drums, Davy Johnstone on guitar. I just think I don't know something about this song. Like Elton John has done better country songs, especially "No Shoestrings on Louise," and the whole I'm running away from the law and I'm a repentant criminal and I'm crying out to God for help. There is another song with the exact same theme called "Have Mercy on the Criminal" a few albums later, and that song is a lot better than this. Jacob, you have no idea because you haven't heard that one yet, but every time
What song is this again? It timed out on me.
Oh, have mercy on the criminal.
Okay.
He does another repentant criminal song later that's a lot better than this. And so every time I hear this song, I'm just thinking, man, I'd rather be listening to Have Mercy on the Criminal right now, because that song is a lot better than this one. This one just seems more like, I don't know, Rotten Peaches walked, so Have Mercy on the Criminal could fly. That's what I'm going to say about this song. So I don't really like Rotten Peaches.
What's funny is there's a line in this song where he says, "Have mercy on the criminal." But yeah, this song is just okay to me. The chorus is fine. He sings fine on this song. But I don't know, structurally, this song reminds me, lyrically, the two songs are vastly different. But as far as production wise, this reminded me too much of Country Comfort, which is my favorite song on that album.
It does sound like Country
Connection.
Comfort.
And I like Country Comfort a lot better. That's my favorite song from that album. So if I wanted to hear a really top-notch Elton John country song, I'll just stick to Country Comfort over this song.
I listened to Dixie Lily from Caribou. That's a great.
Oh, I've heard
John
Dixie
country
Lily.
song.
That song is awesome. But our next song is All the Nasties.
This song's really good. This did make my top five. It was either this song or another song that was going to be my top five, but I ultimately went with this one. This is a great a great last full song, because the last song on the album is like kind of a short song, but it's like a great sort of finale. And the next song's going to be like a great kind of I'm trying to think, encore. But yeah, this is a really good song. I don't have a whole lot to say about it, but I really enjoyed this.
I love when artists utilize his choir in their music. And this is the only Elton John song I can think of that uses choir in it. And I love that about it. I love the orchestration with the piano, but what really makes this song is hearing that choir. Now, it doesn't get to, you can't always get what you want levels, but, it just adds a whole nother dimension to the song. And so every time I hear that, like the especially that the outro with the "Oh my soul, oh my soul, oh my soul" with the choir in the background is really cool. I really like this song. It's very underrated.
Yeah, I agree. This song is very underrated. I'd never heard this song before, and as soon as I heard that choir kick in, singing with Elton John, doing that one line that compares from the farmer to the big city man, I'm like, oh, this song's gonna be a real treat. And then to me, the real selling point is that with the chorus beginning to end. And I'm just gonna say it. This is in my top 5. So, great song on the album. Truthfully, I wish this song was the closer. Our next song, the final song on this album, I guess it's a fitting title to close an album. That is Goodbye.
Yellow Brick Road? Oh no, a little too early for that.
I actually really like the song as a closer because you have this like great grand song to like close out, like not to close out, but like, and then this like the encore, and I think it works really well as the encore, and this is a perfect closing song. I'm not gonna say this is as good as King Must Die, good, but I think it's a really good closer. I'll even make. I know Jacob never heard this yet, but my favorite album closer. It might sound weird, but my favorite album closer from Elton John's Hercules from the Hunky.
That's a good song.
I love Hercules. That's my favorite closer. I know it should be King Must Die for technicalness of it, but if I'm going by opinion, I'm gonna go with Hercules.
I actually like that this is the closing track after all the nasties, and here's the reason why. You have the most overblown production-wise song on the album with all the nasties, and then you have the most underproduced song directly after it. It's just Elton John and the piano, and it's another very haunting song. It's a very short song. It's just him and the piano, and very haunting lyrics as well. And I think it leaves the album on a very ominous note, and I like that about this album. Especially after the very charismatic, almost optimistic Tiny Dancer opening the album, and then you got this very ominous closing song. So I think that kind of makes the album have very contrasting tones. I like that about it.
All right. Yeah, this is my least favorite song on the album. I think my main problem with it is you had an amazing song like All the Westies right at its disposal to close out the album. That would have been an amazing song to close out this album. Then you got this song, which to me felt more like a demo track than anything else. It feels kind of incomplete too because he sings, and then just as the song's getting somewhere, it ends, and it feels kind of incomplete to me. I guess this could be seen as an epilogue of sorts to close out the album because it's called Goodbye. But to me, I don't think this song really went anywhere, and I think All the Nasties should have been the one to close out this album. I think it would have ended on an epic note. All right. Now that we finished talking about the track listing, what is everyone's top 5?
Now for my top 5, number 5, All the Nasties, number 4, Goodbye, number 3, Tiny Dancer, and my number 1 and my number 2. For the longest time, I've said Indian Sunset's my favorite song on the album. I think I've made that pretty clear. But listening to this album today, you know what? Number 2, Indian Sunset. Number 1, Leave On. That's my favorite song on the album now.
See with John Bon Jovi.
Yes, I wouldn't say it's the greatest song of all time, but I do say it's the best song on the album.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the top 5. And I know my top 5 this time, so I don't have to start at the top. Number 5, Holiday Inn. Number 4, All the Nasties. Number 3, Madman Across the Water. Number 2, Indian Sunset. And number 1.
Number 5 is All the No, that's number 4. Number 5 is Holiday Inn. Number 4, All the Nasties. Number 3, Madman Across the Water. Number 2, Indian Sunset. Number 1, Tiny Dancer.
Is there an echo in here? That's my exact top 5.
Wow.
Like, wow.
I was not expecting a tied top 5.
We have
Well-
exactly the same top 5.
We had a trifecta with our number 2.
Yes,
Indian
we all
Sunset.
put Indian Sunset at number 2.
See, if it was on a different album, it could have been my favorite song on that album. But you got my favorite Elton John song. It's going to be number 1. So.
It was my favorite at one point, but it really came down to when I'm sitting by myself and the song gets in my head that I can't get this out of my head and I'm just singing to myself. Is it going to be Indian Sunset or is it going to be Tiny Dancer? Is it going to be Tiny Dancer every time?
All right, what are we rating this album?
It's a 10 out of 10. This album, to me, tops what was already an amazing self-titled album. I know I had, like I said, a feeling this was going to be a little bit of a divisive episode between the three, like me and you guys, because I personally find this to be a perfect album. I find very little to nitpick about. I think this is a perfect album. I think this is to me, this is the real follow up to self-titled, and yeah, he tops that album. It's really good.
I'm going to give it a 9.5. It's an almost perfect album. I'm not too huge on Rotten Peaches. Levon gets the pass. I still like it. It's just one of my least favorites on the album. But I don't know. Something about Rotten Peaches just had me bring it down a little bit. That and something that I just don't really get why it's not going to be a 10. But it's very close to the self-titled album. It's just, I like the self-titled one. It's a little bit more.
We got 9.5. Hold on. 8 out of 10 for Madman Across the Water. I still really like this album. I think usually when an album ends on a whimper, that can hurt my couple of just okay tracks. But there's some really high highs on this album, especially when you got Tiny Dancer, you got Indian Sunset, the title track. There's still some really good stuff on this album, and some of you guys might think I'm crazy. I gave it the same score I gave Tumbleweed Connection. But I think of the two, I think I like Madman just a little bit more. I think for the strength of the best songs on that album. But right now, the best album of his, in my opinion, is still the self-titled. I did average the scores. And let me create this banner real quick. Average of the three of us, we got a 10, a 9.5, and an 8.
9 out of 10.
I was about to reveal that. You spilled the beans. 9 out of 10 is our average. Which of the four so far, average-wise, it's number 2 behind self-titled. Way above Tumbleweed Connection, which the three of us average was a 6.5.
Oof.
So,
Yeah, it was mostly because of me.
I feel like what hurts Tumbleweed is that it doesn't have a Tiny Dancer or a Your Song. Like, I know that's part of the allure of some people, like, no hits. But, like, I don't know. I feel like I'd like that one a little bit more if it had, like, one song on it that, like, you know, a lot of people knew.
I don't know. It's just for me, it's not because of that. Because I don't think a hit song makes an album perfect. Like I know Island Girl is a big hit, but I don't think there's any like major hit from Rock of the Westies, and that's my favorite Elton John album. So I don't think it's the hits. It's just if you're gonna make an album full of deep cuts, at least make them really good. That's my argument.
Well, then again, that album had Country Comfort, Son of Your Father, My Father's Gun, and that what's that opening track I really liked?
There goes
The Well-Known Gun. That was a great song as well.
The highest I rated the song from Tumbleweed is 6 out of 10, and the lowest song on Elton John's self-titled, and the lowest rated song on my least favorite song on this album is a 10 out of 10. So that's just my argument.
Well, I think you could have had. I think on Tumbleweed, I think Country Comfort, Well-Known Gun, and maybe Son of Your Father could have been hit songs. But that's just me. But thank you all for tuning in to our review of Madman Across the Water. If there were any technical issues on this, because I know the internet's acting weird on my end, apologies for that. But thank you all for tuning in regardless. Share your thoughts if you're watching the replay. Join us next time in this Elton John series. We'll be reviewing the Honky Chateau album, featuring hit songs such as Honky Cat and Rocket Man. So I think that's going to be another good album.
Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters.
Hercules.
All right. So any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Goodbye.
Yeah. Well, the next album we're going to be talking about a cat named Hercules.
Oh, McDowell, down and dance. No, not really. But that's still a funny misquote. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.